Hello, and welcome to another episode of our Legacy Challenge. As you can see, we are here with the McKinney family, and we have another episode to get through today. We have started off here because when I came into the game, Adriel was in the process of aging up. And fortunately for you guys, I was able to catch that. So as soon as we enter into the house here, we are going to be having a birthday for Adriel and seeing him age up into a toddler. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started on the episode and see him age up into a toddler. So let's go ahead and jump into the game. So as you can see, here is Adriel. He is just about to age up into a toddler, and he is aging up now. Adriel has aged up into a toddler. Days spent playing with toys, exploring the world, and learning to communicate with words instead of tears. Yay! And we are going to just randomize his trait. He was a calm infant, and he's going to be imaginative. Now, the thing is that imaginative isn't part of the spreadsheet, so I do end up going back and changing this to one of the regular traits. But let's go ahead and jump into Cass and give him his makeover. This is Adriel as a toddler with his makeover, and I think he is super freaking cute. And let's go ahead and go through his outfits. Now, you can see here he does have the imaginative trait still listed. I haven't changed that quite yet here, but when I go to the spreadsheet and I see that I can't put imaginative in as his trait, I do go ahead and change that. So what I did was I just randomized a couple of times until I got to one of the base game toddler traits, and an independent was the one that actually showed up. So he is now an independent toddler. So independent is now what his trait actually is in the game, and that is what is on the spreadsheet for him. And let's go ahead and jump back into the game. And as you can see, he is just here getting to know his little siblings, and he is realizing he's not alone. And it says, Adriel is in tears after meeting a new sibling he didn't want. Oh dear. Well, not only does he have one sibling he doesn't want, but he has 4 siblings he doesn't want, and he is shattered over it. He is absolutely devastated. And unfortunately, Haleigh is none the wiser that her little one is in there, absolutely devastated over the fact that she's given birth to 4 little ones that he didn't want. And of course, how could she know that he didn't want siblings, because he was just an infant when she was pregnant. Now, we know that she didn't necessarily want to have these babies, but she did come to terms with the pregnancy. But she only wanted 1 baby. She didn't realize she was having 4. So as we know, she is feeling a little bit tense herself. She's going through some feelings of, oh, and here they go. She's going through some feelings herself of a little bit of tension due to the fact that she has 4 babies, because she was like, I came to terms with the fact that I was going to have a baby, and I was like, I can do this. I'm confident. I can handle another child. But now I've got 4. How in the hell are we going to take care of 5 children? What are we going to do? I don't make that much money, and I don't know what we're going to do. She's kind of freaking out a little bit. I mean, she loves these babies. She does. And she knows that everything will somehow work out. But she is a little bit freaked by the fact that she just gave birth to 4 babies. And she's not naive enough to think this is not going to be the hardest adventure and journey that she's ever embarked on. She knows that taking care of 1 baby is difficult enough, but taking care of 4 babies at the same time. And so we are just going to quickly sell the things that she just harvested while she runs in to take care of the crying baby. And as we know, when one baby gets set off, it automatically is going to set off any other child. And so there's going to be a chorus of screaming in this bedroom. So she is in here taking care of the baby. She is desperate for fun. And we know that she's kind of struggling just a little bit. She's like a little flirty right now, which is great, but we're just going to have her go in here and try to tend to a little bit of laundry. She is struggling a little bit trying to get the house to stay tidy, which is going to only get worse having this many babies. Let's face it. There's going to be a lot of change in this house with that many babies, the ability to do anything is going to decrease. Sleep, yeah, good luck. The ability to do anything fun, good luck. Like, let's face it, she's just about to have her hands so full, it's not even funny. But she is going to try to get a little bit of things done around the house. Mitchell's just out here doing a little bit of gardening, and Adriel's kind of come out to watch him and to kind of have a little bit of conversation with him. He's out here because he's thinking, I don't want to be around those babies. And so he's out here with Mitchell, which is so cute. But she's in here and she's just thinking about Adriel, and she's like, I hope he's okay. I hope that he is understanding of the fact that he's got all these siblings, because she has no idea how, he thinks and what he thinks of the situation. She just knows how she thinks about the situation, and right now she's a little tense over the fact that she has 4 babies and not just one. She had no idea that she was having this many children. And if she had known that, she would have probably freaked. And maybe not have even come to terms with the fact that she was having the babies. Because, having 4 babies, could she have really come to terms with that? Maybe not. But she just thought she was having one, and that was an easier thing to come to terms with. So she is just in here. She's taking care of the children, and she is, trying to go ahead and one by one, give each of them the attention that they need, which is, a little bit difficult because they all kind of want to cry at the same time. And as you'll see, baby boy McKinney, throughout this, you'll see he cries a lot. As I have already noticed that he likes to cry for no apparent reason other than just to cry, which is so much fun for us. And so she is just trying to give baby boy McKinney a little bit of attention. Now, I did get some name suggestions in the comments, which is super great. And so when these babies in this episode do age up to infants, we will go ahead and give them their new names. And I will put up on the screen the people that had given me the name suggestions and show you those there. So we will be seeing that also in this episode, which is fantastic. She's just going to go ahead and grab herself something to eat here. As you can see, she has to go to the washroom. She is desperate for fun, and she has some low energy, but I don't think that she's going to be able to get very much sleep with having 4 newborns. The odds are not in her favor. We do hope that she is going to be able to get a little bit of rest, but I just don't see it happening. And also in the comments, you guys had stated that you wanted Mitchell to possibly become a stay-at-home dad. And I do think that is a good thing that we could look into doing, because I think that he really wants to spend some time with his children. As we know, he really, really wanted to have children, and I think that he would want to spend as much time as he could with them. I do think that he would really want to not miss anything that he could treasure. So I think that basically what he would want to do is spend as much time as he could with them. And I think he would look at it and think, if I had to go to work, I would miss all of the little milestones and all of the little day in, day out things. And so he would tell Haleigh, like, I'm considering quitting my job. And she'd say, seriously? And he would say, look, at the end of the day, all I really wanted was to be a dad. And now I am one. And I don't want to miss all of the little milestones. Like, I don't want to miss everything. Right now, I realize all they do is cry and poop and sleep. But they're not always going to be like that. Soon they're going to be cooing, and they're going to be laughing, and they're going to be smiling, and they're going to be doing all of these things. And I don't want to miss those things. I want to be here for those things. And she's going to say, okay. And he's going to say, so I just think that I should, not have to work. And she's going to say, Mitchell, you don't have to justify these things to me. If that's what you want to do, then I'm all for that, if that's what you want. As you can see, Adriel's in here trying to get baby boy McKinney to stop crying. He's like trying his damnedest. He's like playing with him and talking to him and entertaining him, and baby boy McKinney is just like not having it. We don't know why he cries. He's been talked to, he's been fed, he's been loved on, and he still just continues to cry. He cries for no reason other than just to cry, and we don't know why. We constantly just put a bottle in his mouth and hope for the best. But as you can see, Mitchell is over the moon right now with having these children, and he's constantly gaining in his parenting skill, which is fantastic. And basically what I'm planning to do is to go ahead and let him in this episode quit his job so that he can become a full-time parent. And Nathan Bloom right now is calling Haleigh, and he's letting her know that his date went really well, and she's like, that is wonderful news. I'm so glad you made a connection. I love that for you. It really, really means a lot to me. So she is desperate for a wee, but she's in here once again dealing with baby boy McKinney, trying to get him to stop crying, and she's like, I don't know what's wrong with that child. Why does he constantly cry? I've got to go to the washroom, and I need to go to bed. But she's going to go to the washroom, and then she's going to come back in here, and she's going to try to bottle feed baby boy McKinney and hope that he stops crying. He is setting off all of the other ones, and we don't know exactly why he's crying, but yeah, he's constantly crying. She's like, let me plop this bottle in your mouth, see if that helps. He always takes the bottle, so I don't know if he's just always hungry or kind of what the deal is with him, but there's that. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to let her get a little bit of rest. She does have work soon, and so we will need her to be a little bit rested for work. Daniel was calling. We just ignored that. We don't really go anywhere with our ghost dead husband. Ex-husband, I guess I should say. Mitchell, though, has the next couple of days off from work, so that's fantastic. He'll be able to spend lots of quality time with his little ones, which is going to be fantastic because, as we know, he is over the moon for them, and so we love that for him. And poor little Adriel is just, starving, and he is... He's tired. He can't get any sleep because the babies won't stop crying long enough for him to get any rest. And I really just hate that for him. But I am going to go ahead and queue up for Adriel to come in here and get some of this onigiri so that he can have a little bit to eat here. And then we will try to see if we can get him a little bit of rest. And that will be fantastic. Haleigh's just trying to get a little bit of rest before she has to go into work. And once again... Baby boy McKinney is in there crying. Everyone else is asleep, but he's in there crying. Why? Nobody freaking knows. But he is just in there screaming his head off. So I am going to go ahead and just breed a couple of frogs here. We are trying to make a little bit of money because in this episode I am going to need to build us an upstairs. Because the children are going to be aging up into infants, we are going to need a space for them. So, as we know, Haleigh will need to get a piano also in order for her to get promoted in her career because she has to gain the piano skill. I know we're going to need to grind for that. I know that we're going to need to at some point get her a piano. But right now our top priority is having a space for all of these infants. So, for now, we kind of need... a place for cribs, and so I'm gonna have to build us an upstairs. So that's our top priority. So the piano is gonna have to be put on the back burner for now. So our plan is to just continue throwing away these diapers and these bottles and making some money, which is working out pretty well for us. Right now we've got 2,167 simoleons just from me throwing away their trash, which is fantastic. So I guess that's the only benefit of having 4 babies at once. It's definitely not a benefit they're crying. I mean, I'm having to listen to that. So they got a little bit of rest, and of course Adriel got woken up by the crying. He's going to come into the next room and he's going to be like, this is for the birds. I can't even get any sleep. But I'm going to get Mitchell up. He's going to come on in here and he is going to try to take care of these babies again. And obviously they need a little bit of tender loving care. They need to be fed. They need to be changed. They need whatever it is that they need from him. And, he's not even bothered by it. Even though he is low on energy, every one of his other needs are pretty good. And he is just really, really happy. You can tell that he is not even bothered by the fact that He's not getting much rest. He is just over the moon with these children. Because again, this is what he wanted. He wanted a family, and he got 4 babies instead of 1. So he's ecstatic. Like, he's like, my life is perfect, and I love this. And of course, Haleigh's like, is it though? Is it perfect? Because look at this chaos. I know you wanted children, but like 4 at once. And she's like, I could have understood us having a kid and maybe a little bit later having another kid, but 4 babies at one time. And he's like, I'm not going to question it. I didn't mean for us to have 4 babies at once. Obviously, we're extremely fertile, but I mean, it is what it is. And she's like, if you say so. So I'm going to go ahead and have her come in here and make a little bit of food. She's starving. She's exhausted. The poor thing. She's like probably thinking to herself, I'm never going to let you touch me again in life, because every time like you touched me and we had 4 babies. So if you touch me again, like what could happen? Do you know what I mean? But she's going to go ahead and come in here and make a little bit of food and then get herself a bite to eat and hopefully be able to get herself to bed. The likelihood that she's going to be able to rest with 4 screaming babies is probably slim. But Mitchell's on duty, as you can see, and he's loving that. He's feeling super flirty. Don't hold your breath, Mitchell. Just hold your breath. The likelihood that you're going to have any kind of help with that flirty mood is slim to none. So I'm going to have him go ahead and go tend to the laundry a little bit, and then he's going to come right back in here and tend to these babies because they have some dirty nappies. Of course, Adriel is pissed because he needs sleep, and he can't sleep with these screaming newborns. And he's just like, unfortunately, it's the saddest thing to watch this little toddler not be able to get any rest. It really is. Haleigh keeps putting him, back to bed because she's like, come on, you need to get some sleep. But he's like, how? How am I supposed to sleep with all of that racket? The poor little guy. I really feel bad for him. I really do. So it'll be nice when we finally can afford to get us an upstairs, and the toddlers will have their own space, and Adriel will actually be able to sleep, because I actually feel really bad for him. But we are going to go ahead and let Mitchell get a little bit of rest. He's like, I'm just going to get a few minutes to sleep. And Haleigh's like, yeah, you do that. I'll just take care of baby boy because he's crying again. And Mitchell's like, fine, I'll come help. So Mitchell's going to come in. He's going to help because we still have crying babies. And so we're going to go ahead and, just take care of everyone. Make sure everybody is in tip-top shape. I am steadily throwing away trash. The fact that we are literally at 2,500 simoleons is... I don't even know what to say about that other than wow. And we are just going to continue on with that. But Haleigh's like so shattered, but she is also just looking at the mess in her house, and she's thinking, I can't live like this. So she's going to go ahead and she's going to get some laundry going because she is sick of seeing all of the laundry lying around. So we're going to have her go ahead and get a little bit of laundry going. And then I really do need you to go in there and finish that meal that you started because you are really, really hungry. And she's like, yeah, but I'm also really, really tired. And these babies won't stop crying. So before she can even get into the kitchen to go and make herself a meal, she's got to go and check on the babies. And she's like, okay, please don't cry. Please don't cry. And then she's like, okay, now back to the kitchen. All right. What was I doing? Oh, yes, I was cooking. All right, so she's going to go in here and she's going to start cooking. But she is so exhausted that she unfortunately passes out in the kitchen. And she's going to have to get up and continue on with this meal because I do need her to eat something. I don't want her to die from starvation. So she's going to finish this veggie. I think she's making a veggie wrap. Yeah, she is. So she's going to eat this veggie wrap, and then I'm going to send her off to bed so she can get a little bit of sleep, hopefully. That's my hope for her. And I really want a little bit of sleep for the family. And of course, we have a baby crying. So hopefully Mitchell can get up. Poor Adriel. Adriel's like, seriously? Seriously with the babies? Again? And Mitchell's gonna have to get up, I guess, and take care of baby boy. I think that's baby boy 3. Let's give it a little bottle here. And then look at Adriel. Adriel's like, I'm running away from home. He's not. He's really not running away from home, but he is gone outside because he's just over it. We're already to parenting level 4 with Mitchell here, and he has realized, yes, this is definitely what I want. I definitely want to be at home with these babies. I am so thrilled over the fact that they are, you know, my whole world, and I just want to spend every waking moment with them, and I don't want to go to my job and miss out on any minute with them. So he's decided that that is definitely what he wants to do. So he's going to tell her, this is definitely what I want. And she's like, great. And he's like, is that okay? And she's like, that's perfectly fine. And he's like, look, I'll paint and I'll garden and I'll come up with a way to make money for us on the side. And she's like, I'm really not worried about it. If that's what you want to do. She's like, I definitely cannot be a stay-at-home mom. She's like, I've got to get out of the house and go and make some money. She's like, and I don't think I could stand like that. She's like, I just don't think I could do that. She's like, but if that's what you want for yourself, then by all means, please do that. So we're going to have her come on in. They are once again taking care of the babies that are crying, and we are going to go ahead and start aging up these babies, I believe. It is time for them to age up. And she's just quickly going to go on outside here really quick and check on Adriel because he is kind of upset, kind of feeling in a bad way. And he's out here in the garden. Unfortunately, he's feeling green. Literally, he is green. He is hungry. He is sleepy. And so I'm going to have her actually come on in, and we are going to need to serve some breakfast. So let's go and serve some breakfast, and we will just have to age the children up a little bit later because Adriel needs to eat, and that is a higher priority. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to get her in here. We're going to serve some breakfast, and Mitchell will just have to take care of the babies. So she's going to come in, do that breakfast up really quick so that Adriel can eat something, and we love that. And Mitchell is just like in his element, man. He doesn't even care. Like, his needs are shattered. He needs to eat, he needs to sleep, he needs to pee, and he needs a bath. But he is just in such a fantastic mood. He doesn't even care. And he's just like, my life is good. It's perfect. I don't even care. I am thrilled. She's like, you're insane. And he's like, no, I'm not. And she's like, you are. Like, why is none of this getting you down? And he's like, I'm just so happy. This is the life I wanted, and you've made all of my dreams come true. And she's like, well, I'm glad you're so happy. And he's like, honestly, you really have made my whole life. This is all I ever wanted, was to have children, and now I have 5 children. And she's like, you're counting Adriel? And he's like, of course I'm counting Adriel. Adriel's my child too. He's like, I didn't have him. He's not biologically mine, but he's still my child. But now I have 5 children, and you know, obviously 4 of them are biologically mine, but I still can't count Adriel as my child too. And he was like, and I'm over the moon. And she's like, wow. So she is just, you know, cooking up some breakfast here, and she's thinking to herself, I have never, like, I don't even know what to say. She's a little bit in awe of how Mitchell is taking this and how he's kind of feeling, and she's glad, like, she loves that he is so in such a great place and that he's feeling that way. But she also doesn't understand, like, how nothing can really be getting him down. Like, he's not able to get any rest. He's not able to really even take a moment to eat anything because the babies won't stop crying long enough. And nothing's really getting to him. Like, he doesn't show any sign of tension at all. And here she is, you know, feeling all this tension, but her tension is mostly like, how are we going to do it? How are we going to make ends meet? Like, they're going to grow up. They're going to continue to grow up, and they're going to need things. And how are we going to provide those things? Right now, they only need bottles and diapers, but soon they're going to need more things than that. And as they get older, they're going to need more expensive items. And that's kind of where her mind is going. And she's not sure how they're going to be able to provide those things. Well, he's not thinking about that. He's thinking about, oh, they're so cute and I love them all so much. And soon they're going to be cooing and they're going to be crawling. And like, he's thinking about those kind of things. And I get that. And it's just told us that it's about to be everybody's birthday, which is great. And she's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe they're already about to age up to infants. And he's like, I know, isn't it great? And she's like, is it though? Now we have to remodel the house and we have to get them a place to be and we have to get cribs. And he's like, yeah. And she's like, that takes money. And he's like, yeah. And she's like, ugh. And he's like, we have money right now. And she's like, I realize that we have money right now, but like, oh my goodness, you know? And so we have put some stairs in, as you can see, and we've got an upstairs going now. I will show you guys that after we age up the babies, but she is going to go ahead and get some gardening done, and he is going to go ahead and help her with the gardening. And then we are going to go ahead and get ready to be aging up our babies. And she is thinking to herself, I don't know how we're going to be able to do all of this, but I guess somehow, some way, we'll make it all work. And so she's trying to be positive. She is tense, but she's trying to be positive in the midst of all of this because she wants to be happy like Mitchell is. Like, she wants to be happy. She wants to be able to feel joy in this stuff like he is. Like, she's like a little bit envious of how he's feeling. Because, you know, she's like, how does he do that? How can he just turn off all of that worry and just feel the joy? So she's a little bit envious that he can just do that. She's reached level 5 of parenting, which is fantastic. We love that for her. And so she is definitely trying to go ahead and, feel the joy in the moment, and she's wanting to practice that. We're going to go ahead and get her to come in here and change the diaper of Adriel, and maybe she can go ahead and get him a bath. And it says they have a strict family dynamic. For family members with a strict family dynamic, for older Sims will ask the younger Sim to do things like cleaning, and the younger Sim will generally do that. So, yes, they can have a strict family dynamic. I think she would be a little bit strict. I definitely think she would be the more strict parent than Mitchell would be. I really think that Mitchell would be the more lenient parent. I truly believe that. I could totally see her being the one that's more strict, and that is just how it's going to go in this family. She would be the one that would be like, nope, you're going to follow the rules. And he would be the one like, yeah, you can totally do that. So I can totally see that going down like that. And so she is just going in here. We are taking care of the newborns once again. I know that sounds kind of like a broken record, but that is what they are doing, and that is what they are constantly doing. But it is just about time for us to go ahead and start aging them up so that we can go ahead and see what they're going to look like as infants. So we should be getting them soon aged up here. Everyone is just getting fed right now, which we love. And Adriel is once again trying to get himself a little bit of rest. So let's go ahead now. And we will have to age up baby boy McKinney first. We're going to just rock their babies together. They are precious, this family. And I think they're going to be a precious family. I do. It is a big family. It has grown significantly. But I do think they're going to be a precious family. The dynamic of this family is a good family, I think. And we'll obviously see that more as it grows and as they get older. But I do think it is going to be a nice family dynamic. But let's go ahead now and we're going to age up baby boy McKinney. And then we are going to age them in the order, obviously, that they have been born. So baby boy McKinney is first. And baby boy has aged up. He is going to be cautious as an infant. All right. And then we are going to age up baby girl McKinney and get her all aged up here and find out what her trait is going to be. So Haleigh is just going ahead and aging up baby girl. Baby girl is going ahead and aging up, and she is going to be Wiggly. She is thrilled about the fact that these babies are aging up to infants, and she's like, okay, maybe there will be a little bit less crying now that they are getting a little bit older. And Mitchell's like, do you think? And she's like, maybe. We can hope, right? And he's like, yeah, I guess we can. So we are going to go ahead now and age up baby boy number 2. First, baby boy number 2 needs a diaper change. So we're just going to do a quick diaper change here. And then we are going to age up baby boy number 2. So she is aging up baby boy number 2 now. And baby boy number 2 will be aging up. And look at her take the picture for him while he ages up. Baby boy 2 has aged up, and baby boy 2 is going to be sensitive. And then we have one last baby to age up. So she's just going to pick up baby boy 2 really quickly, hand him off to Mitchell, and then we will age up baby boy 3. She's like, here you go, Mitchell. Take baby boy 2. And then we will go ahead and age up baby boy 3. Baby boy 3 has aged up and is going to be intense. And let's go ahead and hop into cast with all 4 of these infants and give them their makeovers. Okay, so first we have Julian. Thank you, Leah Maria, for the name suggestion. And this is what he looks like. This is baby boy McKinney. His name is now Julian. And he has his makeover, and these are his outfits. So he is super cute. And then we will take a look at baby girl. Baby girl also got her name from Leah Maria. Her name is Tessia. This is what she looks like. And these are her outfits. And then we have Everett, who got his name from Leah. And then we will take a look at his outfits. And then last but not least, we have Isaiah. And we will take a look at his outfits. So thank you guys so much for the name suggestions. I really, really appreciate that. And let's go ahead and jump back into the game. So as you can see, this is the upstairs and the infant room. It is pretty bare right now. The only thing they have is their trash can and their little playmat and 4 cribs. We didn't have enough money for anything more than that, but we do have an upstairs area for them. And then we have obviously Adriel's room. So let's go ahead and continue on with our gameplay. We are just going to let them see the children in action here. They're going to go ahead and take the kids up to their room, hopefully. And as you can see, Mitchell is right away taking one of them upstairs. I didn't see who he grabbed, but he is taking one of them upstairs. So we love that. And we are going to go ahead and start putting them in their room and putting them to bed, and hopefully they will be able to get a little bit of stuff cleaned up around here, and things will kind of go ahead and get to some kind of normalcy now that they're not all, you know, crying every 5 seconds, being that they're not newborns any longer, which will be a little bit nice. I do think that the infants are a little bit hectic, but maybe not so much as for newborns, so we'll just have to see. Adriel is like, oh, thank goodness, I can maybe go to bed now. So we're going to get all of the infants out of Adriel's room so Adriel can hopefully get a little bit of sleep. And then we are, as you can see, Mitchell's needs are fantastic. He is going to just have a little bit of a conversation with Haleigh here, and he's grabbing her up for a kiss, and she's like, oh my goodness, what was that for? And he's like, I just wanted to tell you that I love you so much. I really, really am grateful that you've given birth to these beautiful children. And she's like, Mitchell? And he's like, no, really, I love you so much. And she's like, I love you too. So she's going to go ahead and go and grab the rest of the babies here. Mitchell's going to grab little Tessia, and we'll get them all put to bed. And as you can see, Adriel is ecstatic. He has his room to himself and he can get some sleep, which we love. And then we're going to just clean up a little bit. I'm going to have Haleigh come down and repair this toilet that's busted up. And then we'll let her go ahead and get a little bit of a shower because she is needing a little bit of hygiene. And then we will just check everyone's needs and see how it's going. There is not really anything going on for the calendar, which is good. And we love that. It is skill day, but I don't know that anyone has really met anything for skill day other than maybe their parenting skill went up, but I don't know if that is going to count or not. But I am going to go ahead and get Mitchell into the kitchen and have him go ahead and cook a little bit because everybody is going to need to have some food. So we'll just have him go in there and get some cooking going. And then that way she can just eat and repair this and take a shower, and she doesn't have to worry about cooking, which will be fantastic. And we love that so much that he's able to help out. And plus, he'll have more time to do the cooking and things like that now that he's going to be a stay-at-home dad. So, oh, and that reminds me, I do need to get him to quit his career. So we will do that too. So we'll do all of those things. And that will be great. So she is just going to need to get herself a little bit of a shower here. It looks like she might be stuck though. I don't know. We may have to reset her. Okay, so she's just going to take herself a quick shower as he goes ahead and finishes up the meal. And then maybe she can get a little bit of laundry going. That will be nice. And Adriel is just getting some very much needed rest. That he has lacked for days and days with the infants or newborns being in his room. So that is great for him. So she's just going to go ahead and get some of the laundry going, and then maybe we'll get her to grab a bite to eat, and then she can get a little bit of fun up by watching a little bit of television, and we will let her just take care of some of her needs. As we know, Mitchell's needs are in fantastic shape, so he doesn't really need to do a whole lot of anything. So we love that for him. He's just doing fantastic. Like I said, he's in an amazing mood. He is loving his life. He's loving the fact that he has these children and his loving wife, and he's like, I couldn't ask for more. I am in such a wonderful place, and he is a happy, happy guy. The only thing he is really lacking at this point is the fact that he knows that he doesn't want to work any longer, and he wants to go ahead and quit that job. So we do need to go ahead and get him to do that. So once he has finished doing his, I think right now he's mopping up a puddle and grabbing something to eat. So we'll go ahead and get him to quit that job. So let's do that now. So he's going to go ahead and call and quit his job, and he is going to be a stay-at-home parent. So he's quitting his job now, which we love. He has quit the caterer career. All right, maybe he can go on outside and deal with some of the gardening after he repairs this dryer. I'm going to have him do the repairs on the dryer, and then he can go outside and do a little bit of the gardening. Because as we know, the gardening is his forte because he enjoys doing that. And it gets his fun gain up, which is fantastic. And then I'm going to have her get her fun gain up by watching a little bit of television. I don't know if that will work, but we're going to give it a shot. So he's just getting a little bit of these repairs done, and while he's doing that, he's thinking to himself how lucky he is. And then he's going to go out and we are going to get him to do some harvesting, and he is going to do some weeding and anything that needs to be done out in the garden. She is just getting a little bit of some television time in, and then we will obviously let them go ahead and just get their needs up. But guys, I think I am gonna go ahead and leave this episode here. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you are notified when new episodes go live on the channel. And I will see you guys in our next episode of our Legacy Challenge, where we will see how this family continues on with their everyday life and the infants, and how they do, and if things are kind of less chaotic. And until next time, I'm gonna go ahead and fly for now. Bye, Ravens.